Okay. Hello everyone. Welcome back to science. Okay. So today's science we're gonna do a little bit more experiment. Okay. We learned about all the type of air. Okay. We learned about 78% of it is nitrogen. We learned about 21% is oxygen, and then 0.03 is carbon dioxide. So we're gonna learn is like how do you know what is oxygen? How do you see? I can't even see the air. How do you know what 21%? How do you know that it's called carbon dioxide? What kind of experiment do you do to know that that is actually the okay that you know that that is oxygen? So now today we're gonna focus on the experiment for oxygen. Okay, experiment for oxygen.
Is this experiment?
Entity, but
I think it's the same experiment you did with your daddy, but since it's online, so uh, I'm worried to ask you guys to handle fire. So if you want, you can look at this video, do it together over the weekend with parental guidance. Okay, because I can't do it with you. I can only do it in physical class. All right. So if you want to do this experiment, it's a very simple experiment. You can do it at home, but do it with your parents. Okay. All you need is just water, cup, and candle. All right. Let's watch the video.
air contains oxygen. Air is not a single entity, but it contains several gases in different percentages. The following activity demonstrates the presence of oxygen in air. Take two glass vessels, place a candle in each of them and ignite the wicks. Fill the two vessels with water up to a certain level. Place
This is what it means by ignite. Okay, ignite means turn into fire. 点燃.
an inverted glass on each candle. The glasses must be of different sizes. After some time, the candle covered with the smaller glass gets extinguished first, followed by the candle in the larger glass. Knowing the fact that air is required for combustion, this just proves that both the glasses contain air.
Combustion means is burning. Okay, please type a few words. Combustion. These are the few keywords. Okay, combustion means is burning. Okay, light, ignite means light up. Okay, please type these two words, ignite and combustion.
Okay.
Okay, good.
But the larger glass contains more amount of air. The part of air that supports burning is called oxygen. It is also observed that there is some air left inside the glasses after the candles have been extinguished. This part of air that
Okay, okay, another keyword is extinguish. Extinguish means the fire no more. Opposite of ignite. It's called extinguish.
doesn't support burning contains gases such as carbon dioxide, nitrogen, and inert gases. Nitrogen constitutes 80% of the air. Thus, air is a mixture made up of several gases such as oxygen and nitrogen.
Monster Math presents
Okay, so let me play one more time and explain to you what happens over here. Okay, so this is the experiment between the air inside us. You know that there is 21% of it is actually oxygen. Okay, so this is how the air cycle. When the plant create oxygen, then after that it go to the air, we breathe in, and then after that we breathe out carbon dioxide. That's how the oxygen cycle. So now you want to do experiment on, hey, how this that you know that is 21%, can it be 70% oxygen? How do you know it's 21%? So I do this experiment because all we know, air occupies space. So when we do the water, okay, you see the small one, first thing you see, the small one will ignite, will extinguish first compared to the big one. Why? Because here has the big one.
One have more oxygen.
Okay, because I have more air, which is more oxygen. This one has less air and less oxygen. That's why the small one will extinguish first, while the second one, the big one, will extinguish later. But why would it extinguish? Why don't it burn forever? It's because out of this, 21% is oxygen. So when the oxygen use finish already, then it will extinguish. So oxygen, here we learn that this experiment, oxygen helps combustion. Okay, oxygen helps combustion. Okay. So please type in the chat. Oxygen helps combustion, which is helps burning. Okay. So let's say, for example, the house on fire. What we need to do is that we don't want oxygen to be on the fire, then the house won't be on fire anymore. So that is why we use the fire extinguisher, because fire extinguisher, that is actually carbon. Okay, that's why it's called carbon. So that when the air there only carbon, no more oxygen, then the fire will extinguish. All right, please type in the chat. Oxygen helps combustion. So that's how come where the small cup will extinguish first, while the big cup will extinguish later. Okay, when you see slowly after the oxygen helps the combustion, this one will extinguish first because it has less oxygen. Eventually, the big cup, the oxygen will also run out and extinguish. When this extinguish, something very special is actually happening. Okay, but it's not shown over here. Okay, when you do the experiment, a real experiment, the water.
Teacher,
Yes.
teacher, I see the small one. The candle have got this.
Right, because it got burned.
Yellow dot. What is that?
That is actually the carbon. Okay, so what happened is that when original you just put the cup over there, what happened is that the water, okay, this one is without,
No.
okay, this one is without water. Let's assume if I put a water over here. Okay, original the water is just like that. Okay, however, when I burn, after I burn, you know what will happen? The water here will be as usual, but the water here will go up. It'll become higher. Who can tell me why it happens? Because this experiment, it shows that air occupies space. Remember, all matter occupies space. Earlier, what happened is that here, all of it is the air, right? But now after burn already, the air left 70%. The air here is actually oxygen. Oxygen air gone already, so the water will occupy the space. Then the air will have less space. This experiment, why the water will go up? Because it proves that air occupies space, and we also prove that oxygen is 21% of the air. Understand? So this is the oxygen experiment. Okay, next. We learn a little bit more on all other air, what kind of tests. Okay, today focus more on chemistry class, okay? Okay, what kind of tests, and then what is the use of all these gases? Okay. Okay.
We'll learn how to
Type in the chat, okay? Air occupies space and oxygen is 21% of the air.
for the presence of hydrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, ammonia, and chlorine. We test for
Okay, the rest of the things, what I want to focus on this chapter, you just need to focus on oxygen and carbon dioxide. The rest, just listen. If you understand, perfect. If you don't understand, it's fine. Okay, because hydrogen and ammonia and all the rest, it will actually cover more details in your year 6.
gases in the laboratory because it is nearly impossible to determine the identity of a gas just by its appearance. As an example, hydrogen, oxygen, and carbon dioxide are all colorless and odorless. How would we be able to determine which
Colorless means that all these gases has no color, which is transparent, obviously no color. Odorless, okay, I type in the chat. Odorless means no smell, no smell. Okay, so gas, most of it has no smell, only specific gas has smell.
is which? To test for hydrogen, place a lit splint at the mouth of the reaction vessel. You should hear a very distinctive squeaky pop, which confirms its presence. This is due to the combustion reaction of hydrogen in the presence of oxygen, creating water as the only product. To test for oxygen,
Okay, so please type in the chat hydrogen, it create a pop sound, pop sound. Okay, so just for information, like a lot of you say like, hey, why we have 70% is hydrogen? We don't even use the hydrogen. Okay, what is hydrogen about? Okay, in simple words, water, the chemical word is also called H2O. Okay, what it means by H2O means that it got this one, the okay, H2O means that there's 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. That is actually the water. So that's why water is called H2O. Water looks like a Mickey Mouse. 2H, 1O. Okay, so water is called H2O because it is 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. Okay, hydrogen, the particles is generally smaller.
place a glowing splint at the mouth of the reaction vessel. Keep in mind that the splint should be glowing not lit. A glowing splint relights in the presence of oxygen.
Okay, so there is a difference between glowing. Okay, let's say for example, glowing is like, Chinese we pray. Okay, like the Qingming, that time we pray. It's like here got red color, just red color. This is called glowing. When it's burning like this one, it's already called ignite. Okay, or light up. Okay, this is called burning already. Glowing means that got the red color dot, but it's like not the whole fire. Okay, so that's the difference between glowing and ignite. So for hydrogen, you don't need the whole fire. You just need to have a glowing splinter put onto the thing, you create a pop sound.
Why does hydrogen burn with a squeaky pop? Why does oxygen relight the glowing splint? Hint:
Okay, so just now we asked you to type in the chat area hydrogen create a pop sound. Okay, well oxygen, okay, ignite a glowing splinter. Okay, this also means that it helps combustion. It helps combustion. Okay, anything to do with burning, it's actually oxygen. So you see, oxygen ignite a glowing splinter. It helps the combustion. Please type in the chat. Okay. Why I'm actually asking you to type is because we have 4 types of learners. Some people learn better through listening. So I'm actually explaining, even that the video already said, I still talk one more time. So basically it's because of oral. Visual, so that I purposely, every time when I introduce a new video, a new topic, I will always have a video because some people learn better through seeing. So I will have a video and I also draw it in front of you so that you can see how things move. For visual learners, some people learn better through reading or kinetic. So kinetic, so that's why I also ask you to write. Okay, obviously now it's not physical class, so I don't ask you to write on a paper. So I ask you to type. So when you type, you remember. So I'm actually reinforcing a few different learning methods so that you guys remember. So that's why you have video, you have listening, and you have typing at all at the same time.
Hint: recall some properties of hydrogen and oxygen. Please pause the lesson to think about this and resume once you are done. Hydrogen is highly flammable, and the pop sound that you hear is actually a mini explosion. The glowing splint relights in the presence of oxygen as there is a higher concentration of oxygen in the reaction vessel than compared with air, which is only 21% oxygen. Carbon dioxide will extinguish a lit splint, but the same occurs in the presence.
Okay. Carbon dioxide, okay, is opposite of oxygen. Carbon dioxide will extinguish a lighted match. Okay, so now the fire, but when you put carbon dioxide, then the whole thing just gone. That is why no more fire. So that is the reason all our fire extinguisher is made out of carbon. It's made of carbon so that oxygen cannot go near. Okay, please type carbon dioxide extinguish lighted matches. Please type okay.
Of ammonia. A more accurate test is to bubble carbon dioxide through lime water, which is an aqueous solution of calcium hydroxide.
Okay, this one is the most common experiment. Okay, carbon dioxide. Okay, when you put into lime water, it will turn cloudy. Okay, cloudy means at the beginning it's like transparent, but then when you put the carbon dioxide, you boom, just like normal, you blow inside, then everything become like milky cloudy. Okay, from transparent it become cloudy. Please type in the chat. Carbon dioxide, lime water will turn cloudy. Type.
Dioxide will extinguish a lit splint, but the same occurs in the presence of ammonia. A more accurate test is to bubble carbon dioxide through lime water, which is an aqueous solution of calcium hydroxide, also known as slaked lime. Lime water turns milky in the presence of carbon dioxide due to the formation of calcium carbonate. Ammonia extinguishes a lit splint and turns damp red litmus paper blue. In the presence of concentrated hydrochloric acid,
Okay, I'm not focusing much on acid hydrochloric and ammonia. Okay, it's not in part of our syllabus, but just listen for your future anyway. Okay, ammonia in simple words, do you know what it means by gas ammonia? It's like if I tell you, oops, I'm sorry, I released a gas ammonia. What does it mean? It means that I farted. 我打臭屁耶 Gas ammonia is the fart. That's why most of the air has no smell, which is odorless, but gas ammonia is smelly.
a white smoke will form. This is ammonium chloride and confirms the presence of ammonia. Chlorine turns damp blue litmus paper red and eventually bleaches it to white. In conclusion, hydrogen burns with a squeaky pop, oxygen relights a glowing splint, and carbon dioxide turns lime water milky. Ammonia turns damp red litmus paper blue and forms a white smoke of ammonium chloride in the presence of concentrated hydrochloric acid. Chlorine turns damp blue litmus paper red and continues to bleach it to white.
Okay. All right. So that's pretty much wrap up all the experiment we have for hydrogen, ammonia, and all this stuff. Okay, let's do something simple first. Okay, then we do all the experiment related to it. Okay, let's just, okay, a simple one. Who would like to do this first? Oh, so shall I start calling you Nana? Is that how your family call you, Nana?
Yes.
Hi, Nana. Nana, would you like to do this first?
Yes.
Okay, Nana.
I can't control.
Okay, hold on. I'm sharing to Nana. Hold on. Okay.
carbon dioxide.
Okay. CO is carbon dioxide. Very good. Takes in carbon dioxide and takes out carbon dioxide. Gives out carbon dioxide. Fire is very hot. Carbon dioxide is very hot. Breathe in is like take in. Breathe out is give out. Anything which normally hot, you give out carbon dioxide. Normally, anything that gives us cooling feeling is actually because it gives out oxygen and takes in carbon dioxide.
Also fire.
Fire doesn't ignite with carbon dioxide. Fire ignites with oxygen.
Teacher, what is this? The blue one. The blue color one.
I think it's some animals like birds, I guess. I think it's a bird. I'm not sure.
Again. Is it like this?
Okay. You want to try to tell me the answer? Then we'll discuss. Okay, come. Can you let go for a while? Okay, let me explain. Okay, let go for a while. Start your control. Okay. Okay. Here, what they say is takes in carbon dioxide. This one is give out carbon dioxide. Like for example, respiration. We breathe in oxygen. We give out carbon dioxide. So this one, fantastic. Okay. So like plants they take in oxygen, gives out. They take in carbon dioxide and gives out oxygen. Okay. So they take in carbon dioxide. Okay. Plants they take in carbon dioxide. Okay. Plants they take in carbon dioxide. Okay. And then besides that is that okay. All right, and then anything that is hot, remember what I say, anything which is hot, it gives out carbon dioxide. Okay, anything is hot, it gives out carbon dioxide. And all this it's the dead animals. Okay, dead animals, it gives out carbon dioxide. This is through the process called combustion. Fossil fuel, all this are giving out carbon dioxide. Where this one, the water, when the water is H2O, right? So when it keep on wave and all this stuff, it actually takes in carbon dioxide. It takes in the carbon dioxide. That's why anything hot give out carbon dioxide. Anything cold takes in carbon dioxide. You see, that's why wave, all this is cold. Greens is also cold. Okay, and it's so small.
Teacher,
Yes.
but carbon dioxide would is it we give out carbon dioxide?
We give out carbon dioxide, correct?
Uh,
But plants take in carbon dioxide. We are opposite from plants, remember?
remember.
Okay. Okay, let's do the next one, all right?
If there's no oxygen, only have carbon dioxide, we can't breathe.
That's right. That is always right. Okay, next let's have, okay, Jensen, try to do this. Okay, all about oxygen and carbon dioxide. Jensen, you can control. What dissolves in water?
I know too.
Oxygen doesn't burn. Remember, oxygen is combustion, so oxygen burns.
Carbon dioxide doesn't burn.
It doesn't stick in it. Oh, you're the most expert here how to stick it already. It doesn't work.
Not carbon dioxide, it's oxygen. Doesn't have burning is carbon dioxide. Doesn't burn is carbon dioxide.
Jensen, I agree with what Joanna is saying.
No, have burning oxygen.
Jensen just want to stick on it only. It doesn't matter right or wrong. Okay, you managed to stick on it again. Okay, Jensen. Joanna, can you repeat one more time what you're saying just now to Jensen?
Burning is help the fire burn.
Fire burns needs oxygen. Oxygen is all about burning.
Doesn't
Carbon dioxide.
carbon dioxide.
That's right. That's why fire extinguisher is carbon. Okay, and if you remember, I told you about heavier air. We climb up the mountain, we cannot breathe because the air that we need is oxygen. Oxygen is pretty much heavy. That's why it's normally on the land.
Oxygen heavier than air. Why cannot stick on it?
Chances will stick all together.
I already have problem with this. Cannot stick on it.
Sometimes interactive has that.
I more like to click.
Okay, if both is also same, both the characteristic is correct for both, you put in the middle, which is in the intersection.
Jensen put it all together.
Yeah, which I can hardly read what is it as well. I might let him finish first, then I'll discuss. He's sick of sticking it, so he's just anywhere that can stick. Oh yeah. Really doesn't smell.
Dioxide, carbon dioxide.
Oh, here sticks.
There they have blue.
Doesn't stick. Stick.
Teacher, what is odorless?
Odorless. You didn't type in the chat just now. Odorless means no smell.
No smell. Also no smell.
Okay. Very challenging, right? Maybe we shouldn't do this for homework. Okay. So hard. Okay, let me explain to you. Okay, but I'm not going to give you this as homework. Okay, let me explain to you.
Who can read?
Okay, colorless and odorless means that no color and no smell, both of it. This one is in the middle. Okay, this is in the middle. Okay, next, helps in burning. Anything burn is oxygen. Where else got burn? No burn, everything is carbon dioxide. Doesn't burn, all carbon dioxide. Okay. All right. Then, okay. Okay, so collected the downward displacement of water. Okay. All right, because oxygen is heavier, so it's on the bottom. Carbon dioxide is lighter, so it's on top. Okay, so this is also heavier than air. Okay. Then carbon dioxide dissolve in water, that's why it turned milky or cloudy or chalky. Okay. So dissolve in water is actually carbon dioxide. Okay, doesn't dissolve, it's actually oxygen.
Where can stop?
Okay, understand the answers? Okay, so no need to do this homework because we are having huge problem to stick on it. Okay, all right. So that's pretty much today's okay. Okay, let me try this assign homework. Okay, let's see if it works, okay? Let me see if it works now, I'm not sure. Okay, let me see if this quizy I can send to you or not. If great, can, great. No, then too bad.
What play quizzy? I played already, but I don't know how to make the quiz. My mom make a quiz. My mom can make a quiz. This is about me and my youngest and Jane.
Yeah, because normally I create the game through Kahoot. I normally don't use Quizy. But Quizy both also can. It does the same thing.
It is about my dad, my mommy, and me and Jane because the younger sister there no.
Understand. Okay, so that's all for today's class. Let me try if possible I put Quizy in. If not, then I will skip. Okay? All right. So that's all for today's class.